The Blue Jays had a textbook game last night. Marcus Stroman threw a 3-hit shutout, second 3-hit shutout of the season for the Blue Jays. They had timely hitting, good defense, and an outstanding pitching performance to beat Renteria's Cubs in Game 1 of this 3-game interleague series. Take a look at the lineup for Chicago tonight. Chris Coghlan in that leadoff spot. He's hit well over his last 8 games, a .355 average with a double and 2 RBIs, and then down in that 6th spot, Mike Olt, since his recall, is 5 for 11 with a double and an RBI. He is a former Texas Ranger trying to establish himself with the Cubs.
Mark Burley takes the ball for his 29th start of the season. He was strong in his last start. That was at Tampa Bay. Tossed 8 scoreless innings with 4 strikeouts, only to come away with a no decision. His 8th no decision this season. I thought he had his best fastball in a while, and he went deep into that ball game.
First pitch is a fastball strike, and we are underway. It is 20 degrees. It's cloudy. Roof is wide open. Breaking ball, foul back. Burley quickly ahead, 0-2. Coghlan, we mentioned, this is his first season with the Cubs. He spent time with the Marlins. That was his first ball club, and become a pretty good outfielder for them. He bounces that foul. It hit him in the batter's box before he left.
Cubs are searching for a leadoff hitter. They just don't have that one guy that you could say he's our leadoff hitter. He's going to go out there and play. Coghlan's got a very good on-base percentage this season at .344. And they've got a lot of middle of the lineup bats, but they just don't have that guy right now who can hit at the top of that lineup.
Strike 3 called. Coghlan didn't like it. Burley's used that fastball very well lately, and he gets the first strikeout. Take a look at the defense in the outfield. It's Pelagos and Bautista from left to right in the outfield. Valencia and Reyes, Goins and Lynn from third to first, and Leon Navarro making his 90th start behind the plate for the Gold Glover, Mark Burley.
And Edwin Encarnacion was originally in the lineup at first base. He was scratched. Adam Lynn gets the start. 32nd start at first base for Lynn. Blue Jays have had 6 different players make starts at first base this year.
First and second have been a revolving door for sure. Both Lynn and Encarnacion out for over a month, middle of the season. Javier Baez, the shortstop, is behind 0-2. This might be another good outing for Burley, given the fact that this is a free swinging ball club.
I think if his changeup is working and his curveball working, there's the curveball right there. He'll have to pitch off a fastball like he did in his last start. I thought he was great in his last start. 13 ground ball outs through shutout baseball, the first time since he won in this ballpark back in June. But I think if he uses that fastball and has a changeup that's in the strike zone and then out, he should have a good game.
Baez, a 2-2 count. He takes it low. Baez is playing in his 35th game. He has struck out 62 times. So you can see lately it's really been a struggle. He is hitting .097. Pulls that ball. That's a fair ball just over the bag. Valencia didn't think it was a fair ball. Baez is headed for second. Valencia kind of gave up on the ball. He might have had a chance to knock it down, but when he saw it past the bag, he thought it was foul and assumed it was going to be called foul.
And then immediately looked into the dugout of the Blue Jays saying, I don't think that ball was fair. It just has to go over any part of the base. Here's the ball down the line, and that's right over.
That is a fair ball.
Yeah, good
no
call.
question about it. Sean Barber, the third base umpire, had a good look at it, and he waved it fair. That's the 6th double of the season for Baez. Danny Valencia is not going to believe it when he sees it on replay, but that was a fair ball. Jorge Soler, right fielder, had the first hit off of Stroman. That came in the 2nd inning, and then he was immediately erased on a double play.
Tell you what, he's another player that will not get cheated up there. Keep that ball around the plate, and he will swing at it. Not a lot of walks.
Quite a different start for the Cubs. You see that Soler has hit in 9 of his first 10 big league games. Baez at second. The Cubs did not have a base runner reach second last night. Marcus Stroman allowed just 3 hits, just 3 base runners. Terrific start for Marcus. 9 innings, 3 hits, no walks, and 8 strikeouts.
4th rookie this season to throw a complete game shutout.
There goes the runner. Valencia was caught flat-footed. Danny Valencia was late getting to the bag. Baez picks up his 3rd stolen base. Navarro saw it, of course. He's looking right past the pitcher and sees the runner break for third, but Valencia was late reacting, and he was trying to hold his ground as long as possible.
Yeah, it's hard with a hitter like Soler at the plate. You're playing so deep, and you've got to stay there. Looked like a changeup, so he had to really wait long, and then came charging in.
As a line drive to center, goes, catches it, tagging at third is Baez, and here's the throw. A strong one, but not in time. Well, that stolen base immediately turned into a run. As Soler picks up the RBI, that's his 12th.
Muscled that ball into center field. Heads up play by Baez, stealing third base. Comes in on the long fly ball. That's what the Cubs are going to have to do right there to manufacture a run. Not a ton of power in their lineup, so they're going to have to use the stolen base and their speed to help them get runs.
2 down. Luis Valbuena, the cleanup hitter, pulls it foul. Well, that run by the Cubs snaps a streak of 7 straight games in which the Blue Jays have scored first. Over those 7 games, they had a 5-2 record, but it's a different story tonight. Going to have to play catch-up.
They have been struggling offensively. The Cubs, just 7 runs in their last 4 games, all losses. So that's a good feeling to jump ahead.
Mark Burley ahead 1-2 to Valbuena. Burley making his 16th career start against the Cubs. It's a breaking ball. That's a fair ball knocked down by Lynn. Burley is there in plenty of time. The inning is over, but the Cubs. Javier Baez with a double. He scores on a sac fly. 1-0 Chicago. John Gibbons Ball Club scored 8 runs in the shutout win last night. They had pounded out 12 hits. Here's the lineup tonight. Jose Reyes top of the order. Jose Bautista in the 2 spot. He's got a 12-game hit streak. And look at the numbers. 8 home runs and 15 RBIs and an OPS over 1.2. And then down in the cleanup spot, Adam Lind, he knows all about Jake Arrieta. Arrieta used to pitch for the Orioles, and Lind is 4 for 9 against Arrieta with a home run and a double, 3 RBIs. So they know Jake Arrieta. He last pitched here as a starter in 2011.
Arrieta will be making his 23rd start of the season. He had some shoulder tightness at the beginning of spring training and actually started the season on the disabled list. First full season with the Cub. He has limited opponents to 2 runs or fewer while pitching 6 innings in 6 of his last 8 starts. So he is starting to round into form as the season gets shorter and shorter.
Jake Arrieta actually made his last start here at Rogers Center in May of 2012 while pitching for the Orioles. He lasted just 4 1/3 and was charged with 7 runs on 6 hits. Jose Reyes will lead things off. He goes after the first pitch. That's a fair ball. Nice play by Valleca at first. 1 down. Jose Bautista will come to the plate, and he had a big night last night, a 3-run home run in the 5th, and that put him into exclusive company as far as the Blue Jays are concerned.
Carlos Delgado way out in front with 336 career home runs as a Blue Jay, then Vernon Wells, and then there's a couple of players that Jose Bautista has a chance to catch in the next couple of weeks. Joe Carter, George Bell at 203 and 202 respectively. Bautista with 4 more home runs will jump into 3rd place all time in Blue Jay history. Pretty impressive numbers for Jose Bautista.
That is well within reach for sure to move into that 3rd spot. Bautista shows bunt and takes the ball inside. Jose has homered in 6 straight home games. And finishing up strong to another very good season. He's just 8 RBIs shy of 100 for the year. Bautista's never had much luck against Arrieta. He's 0 for 10. Breaking ball on the inside corner.
Jake Arrieta has good stuff. I liked him when he was with the Baltimore Orioles. It was always a question of will he be able to command the pitches and get them all over for strikes. He's big and he's strong, physical. He's got a good arm.
Bautista gets that sinking fastball. Baez quickly to first, 2 down. The Cubs have committed 85 errors, and they're missing a couple of their key players. Right now, it's Coughlin. That's Matt Caesar in center field. Jorge Soler is in right. On the infield, Valbuena at 3rd. Baez and Alcantara is up the middle. Valleca is at first base. Chris Valleca played 3rd last night, and Wellington Castillo is the pitcher.
And we had a chance to watch Soler in right field. He is a specimen out there, long and tall. He's got a good arm. He's got great strides in the outfield. This guy looks like he's going to be a pretty good player.
Edwin Encarnacion takes a strike. Edwin 1 for 4 in the game last night. He had a leadoff single in the 4th and came around to score. There's a line drive base hit into center. Encarnacion gets his first hit off of Jake Arrieta. He is now 1 for 8 off the Cubs righty.
That's a good thing to see from Edwin Encarnacion. That breaking ball. Watch him stay back on that one. Recognize it out of his hand. Keeps the hands back. Keeps the weight back. And then sends that ball right back through the middle. Whenever you see hitters start to approach breaking balls like that, you know they're ready to go off.
Adam Lind certainly is one of those players. When he is on that breaking ball, he hits everything, just like Encarnacion. Lind, we mentioned his good numbers against Arrieta. He's 4 for 9 with a double and a home run against Jake Arrieta. Lind was 2 for 4 last night. He was on base 3 times. He scored the first Blue Jay run after he reached on the air by the second baseman, Logan Watkins.
Got that average up to 324 this season. He has been hot. He's only hit 300 one time in his career. 305 in 2009 when he had that big season with the Blue Jays. Trying to do it again. I like his chances because he's been short to the ball. He's been locked in now for about a week. Hitting the ball where it's pitched. It's a good sign yesterday of driving the ball to left field.
2009, that year he hit 305. It was his career year offensively. He gets jammed, and that's a foul ball. Valaika has it at first base. Then was the Silver Slugger in 2009 as the best DH in the American League. He hit 35 home runs, drove in 114, and pounded out 46 doubles.
Yeah, he's got that double stroke. Left center field. He can pull the ball to right center field. And yesterday in the 8th inning had that double, which was a thing of beauty to left field.
Upstairs now 2-2. Bottom of the first inning, the Cubs have taken a 1-0 lead. Edwin Encarnacion at first with a 2-out single. Jake Arrieta is making his 6th career start against the Blue Jays, first as a member of the Cubs, and there's a breaking ball, and Lynn strikes out. Blue Jays will leave a base runner. They get a hit off Arrieta. Will go to the second. Chicago Cubs lead at 1-0.
Fit your lifestyle, fit your fun, fit whatever.
For the Cubs, it'll be Wellington Castillo, then Michael Olt and Olismendi Alcantara. 5, 6, and 7 in the Cubs lineup. There's a ball that gets past Burley. That doesn't happen very often. Reyes dives for it, but it's into center. Leadoff single for the Cubs catcher.
Well, whenever you're talking about Mark Burley and when he's going to be using in a ball game, you get a lot of pieces of the pie right there. A little bit of everything. Fastball 45% of the time, changeup 22% of the time. I think those two work hand in hand, the fastball and the changeup, and it's good for him. Last time out, that pitch usage jumped almost 10%. For Mark Burley in his last outing. Really had his best fastball, I thought, of the season or in a long time against Tampa Bay.
Mike Olt. He's the DH tonight. Olt had a broken bat single in the 8th. That was the second hit off Stroman. They would get their third hit in the 9th with 1 out. Chris Valaika had a single to center, just 3 hits. The only base runners the Cubs could muster last night against Marcus Stroman. Inside.
They need another good outing tonight for Mark Burley. They need to keep this thing rolling right here. Marcus Stroman was very good last night. He was really riding that fastball in there and getting all of his pitches working.
Little chopper, Burley off the mound. He'll go to second. They get the lead runner, and that's all they'll get. But Burley made another terrific defensive play. Well, he got to it, planted, and fired a strike to second.
And you could hear his teammates yelling at him. I'm sure it was Deoner Navarro behind the plate. Again, he's got the vision of the whole field. That ball was chopped. He could tell if he had a shot at that runner at second base. He did. Keeps the double play in order. Good team defense right there by the Blue Jays.
Good job by Navarro. He and Burley, they have really clicked all year long, going all the way back to spring training. They really meshed early on in the spring. One out. Arismendi, Alcantara. The second baseman last night, Alcantara started in center field. He's a switch hitter, really versatile guy that can play infield and outfield.
Right now struggling a little bit with the bat. Hasn't been getting his share of base hits.
Alcantara is just 22 years old. He'll turn 23 at the end of October. He's from the Dominican Republic, signed as a free agent in 2008. He made his debut the first week of July. They got a lot of youngsters this year.
A lot of youngsters, a lot of young players up from the farm system, and they're getting their feet wet and getting their chance at the big league level. He was another one who burst on the scene, if you will, when he first came up and had a hot week, just like Soler is doing for the Cubs. Baez the same way, but they're now starting to get familiar around the league.
Ground ball left side, through for a base hit. Alcantara has a single. So there are two aboard now with one out. Chris Valaika will step in. He is the first baseman tonight.
Not a bad pitch, but on this turf, the ball gets through so quickly. And Alcantara hits it out of the reach of Valencia into left field for his first hit of the series.
Chris Valaika was the third baseman in last night's game. We mentioned he had a base hit with one out in the ninth, just the third hit off of Stroman. He goes after the first pitch and hits it to right. Bautista backing up. He makes the catch, and the runners will hold their ground. Two down.
Thought that was a play the runner could have tagged up at second base. The ball was driven almost to the warning track in right field, and Jose was backing up on the ball.
You could see off the bat he was going to catch it. He had plenty of room in right field, and you're right, the base runner at second, Mike Holt, had an opportunity to move up. Matt Caesar, the center fielder tonight. Lays off that first pitch down and away. Cubs have a run on 3 hits. They scored on a sac fly in the first off the bat of Jorge Soler. There's a ground ball pulled to third. Valencia across the diamond, not in time. Matt Caesar hustling down the line. Valencia's momentum took him away from third base, so he couldn't go to the bag for the force out.
And he was playing deeper, and he did the right thing. He took his time. He planted that right foot, and he showed a nice arm across the diamond. Matt Caesar can run. That's why he's playing center field. You see Valencia, he was quick, got it over there, thought he had him, but he was called safe at first base. Shows a strong arm. That's a good arm, but a quick play by Caesar to get down the line for the infield hit.
Caesar was called up from AAA Iowa and made his debut August 17th in New York against the Mets. He had 30 stolen bases, and that reflects that speed. Got down the line for the base hit. Now back to the top of the order. Chris Coghlan takes one down and in. Coghlan caught looking at strike 3 in his first at bat. Two and 0. Mark Burley has an inning and 2/3 under his belt. He came into this game needing 25 innings to get to that 200 inning plateau. That's a broken bat dribbler to second. Goins quickly to first, and Burley gets out of it. Cubs leave the bases loaded. They get 3 hits but don't score. Go to the bottom of the second. Cubs have a 1-0 lead.
Jays on Sportsnet. Brought to you by the all-new 2015 Honda Fit. Fit your lifestyle, fit your fun, fit whatever. And by Home Hardware. Homeowners helping homeowners with expert advice.
A fall-like evening in Toronto. The CN Tower standing next door to Rogers Center. Gianni Navarro has really flourished at home this season. He's got a .311 batting average here at Rogers Center. His first year with the Blue Jays has been a very productive one. He went 2 for 3 in the game last night, drove in a pair of runs, and scored a run. Slow breaking ball, he's way out in front.
Look at that average start to climb now up to 285 for Navarro.
Navarro played last season with the Cubs. He hit .300 in a part-time role. Last 11 games, he's hit .455. Tell you what, Blue Jays has done a nice job of keeping Navarro fresh.
You know what they've done? They've DH'd him. Instead of giving him full days off from catching, they've DH'd him, and that has really helped him. It has helped him to keep his stroke, his batting stroke at the plate. It has kept him fresh, so he doesn't have to squat behind home plate. It keeps the leg fresh. They came into this season, the Blue Jays, wanting to make sure that they don't overuse him behind the plate. But with the injuries and some of the other problems that they've had, they've been able to DH him, and it has really helped them.
He has made tonight, this is his 90th start behind the plate, and John Gibbons understood it. Given his history, he hasn't played every day since 2009. Played in 115 games that year with Tampa Bay, and then has been back and forth big leagues AAA ever since. He stays alive. He got a piece of that one. Last year, Navarro spent the entire season with the Cubs, and he got into 89 games, hit .300 with a career-high 13 homers.
But no DH, so he could just catch, and then the days off, he had the days off. He was a pinch hitter off the bench for him.
There he hit it with a 1-2 count. Bouncing ball. Alcantara with a high hop throws Navarro out. Arrieta, we mentioned he came from the Orioles in 2013 in that trade with the Cubs, and he's always been thought of as a power pitcher, but he's got a hard fastball and a hard slider.
Yeah, he's got good stuff, and usually you don't find a pitcher that has both a good curveball and a good slider, but he has both of them. Fastball 46% of the time, slider, and you can see the changeup also at 5% of the time. His breaking ball pitches, he's throwing them more often and with a lot more effectiveness this season.
Danny Valencia goes after the first pitch. Arrieta, the pitcher, calls for it. It wasn't hit that high. And that's a rare pop to the pitcher, as Arrieta just recognized it wasn't high enough for the catcher or a corner infielder to get it. 2 down. Kevin Pillar has been starting in left field ever since Melky Cabrera broke his finger in Boston. He's hit in 7 of the 9 games since coming back up with the Blue Jays. He just looks more confident now.
Yeah, getting the job done certainly helps a young player when they're told, hey, you're going to play every day. And he knows he's going to play every day from here to the end of the season.
There's another base hit for Pillar. He's thinking about 2. Big turnaround first. He'll stop there. Kevin Pillar with another hit, comes with 2 outs.
Last homestand, Kevin Pillar had a couple of base hits that he turned into doubles. And he was thinking the same thing right here. You see him shift into second gear. As soon as that ball, he realizes it's going to go down. And he thought better of it then and just holds at first base. But getting the job done, he's playing the game the right way, playing hard.
He hit .323 for AAA Buffalo this summer. Ryan Goins, just a .201 average. Goins started the season with the Blue Jays, and the club got off to an 11-13 start. Nobody was swinging the bat well, and Goins was hitting just 150 after 60 at-bats, and he was sent back to AAA. A little bit better since he's been recalled, but he seems like Pilar to have much more confidence now.
Well, if he would get the go-ahead and get the green light that he's going to play every day, I'm sure he would feel a little bit more comfortable. He was not playing every day when he was up here at the beginning of the season, and that was one of the problems that he had. It's very tough to ask a young kid who's been used to playing every single day to spot start in the major league. He was doing that. Blue Jays thought better of it, sent him back down so he could play every day.
He put on a show defensively here last night, and that's been the case ever since he's come back from AAA. And breaking ball is in there. And you know what? He hears all the talk. Well, he can play in the field, but he needs to hit. And you know that's got to be wearing on his mind. He's thinking, I got to get 2 hits every time I go to the plate.
You can see it in the way he's set up, that he's squeezing the bats so hard, like he wants to do well. And it's hard to tell a young player to play slower and just to back off just a little bit. Their first inclination is to try harder and try, let me swing harder. Let me try and do a little bit too much instead of relaxing and just let the game come to you.
Well, you're trying to prove everybody wrong. And that's a hard way to approach things. 2-1. There goes Pilar. The ball is fouled off. It's now 2-2. Ryan Goins hit .275 throughout his minor league career over the span of 6 seasons. He's hit as high as .308. That was in Lansing in the Midwest League. But I tell you what, he can play in the field. He is basically a shortstop that's made a smooth transition across the bag to second. There's a liner into center that's going to hang up for Matt Caesar. Goins hit it off the end of the bat. Blue Jays get a hit, leave a base runner. We'll go to the third. 1-0 Cubs. In every game-changing play. Blue Jays in 60 seconds. After every game, only on Sportsnet.ca. CN Tower right next door on a very comfortable evening here in Toronto. And there's some of those edge walkers once again. Pat keeps wanting to drag me up there again, but I'm not all for it. I think he's anxious to go again.
I think I have no chance of getting you up there. I think I have no chance of getting you in the first floor of the CN Tower.
Never again. Wow. That's a long, and it was breezy up there. You could see those people. I can't even imagine what it's like up there tonight. Javier Baez had a double, stole third, and scored the only run of this game. It was a big wild swing.
If that pitch is working right there, that changeup down and away to the right-handers, he's going to be okay. Because a lot of these young hitters, they've never faced Burley before. They don't know what that changeup's doing.
Look out. That might have gotten them both, Navarro and the hitter. Baez takes one off the elbow pad. I think Navarro got the worst of that. Baez is hit by a pitch. You go to first. Second time he's been on base. The Super Slow-Mo is brought to you by Jose Cuervo, the world's best-selling tequila. Have a story with Jose Cuervo.
Well, we'll slow it down for you in the Super Slow-Mo, and you can see for yourself if both of those players got hit. Baez off the elbow, yeah, and Honor right on the ribs, right underneath the arm, right off of the padding. Both players got hits.
Let me tell you, that one hurts. You're reaching up to catch the ball. You expose your rib cage to that. Baez had an elbow pad, so he didn't feel it like the catcher Navarro. Jorge Soler had to sacrifice fly into center field this first time up. Quite a specimen. He's just 22 years old. He's 6'4". He's listed at 215.
Long leg. Look at him fill up the batter's box. And the bat looks very small in his hands.
Who does he remind you of when he swings the bat?
Well, I've heard comparisons to Vladimir Guerrero. Just the way he looks, how long and lean but still muscular. And he plays right field. Does not have the short swing that Vlad had. If you remember Vlad would just take that barrel right to the baseball.
He's a little bit bigger than Guerrero. Guerrero was about 6'3", 6'4". He's just 22 years old. But Vladdy was a terrific hitter.
Yeah, he had great hands. I mean, he just stayed inside the ball and just was very quick. He could wait a long, long time. And he hit everything. You bounce it up there and he'd hit it.
It's a great story about his development as a kid hitter in the Dominican, hitting Coke bottles, Coke caps, bottle caps with a broomstick. Ground ball. This should be two. Goins to Reyes, back to first. Scooped by Lynn. Reyes threw on the run and bounced it to Lynn. He really gave Lynn a tough short hop, but he was able to hang in there and make the play.
Yeah, and he gets a little kudos from Lynn to save him an error right there. Adam picked that one cleanly. Tailor-made right here. Second baseman, his momentum is going over towards the bag, and you can see you're right. Reyes was throwing on the run, and he threw off that back foot. Short hop the ball over to first base, but the Blue Jays get the double play.
Jose has a very strong arm. Sometimes he'll be off balance to the point where he can't get quite enough on it. But he was able to complete the double play. It goes 4-6-3. Luis Valbuena hitting in the cleanup spot. He's got 16 home runs this year. This time he pops it out of play. Valbuena spent spring training with the Blue Jays in 2011. And he was claimed by the Cubs at the end of spring training. Blue Jays didn't have a spot for him. They put him on the waiver wire, and Chicago claimed him.
Can play multiple innings in multiple positions, all around the infield, the outfield. And 16 home runs, that was a surprise when we were looking at some of the numbers for the Cubs.
As far as home runs, they are second in the National League in hitting home runs, and that is a surprise. Of course, Anthony Rizzo, who is currently out, has hit 30. There's a two-hopper to Valencia. A double play and a ground out. That'll do it for Chicago. We'll go to the bottom of the third. Jays are down by 1. Is with MLB.com and that brings you baseball wherever you are with live look-ins, replay reviews, scores, stats, and highlights. The app is available on the iPhone, iPad, iPod Touch, Android, and BlackBerry. The at-bat is available for $9.99 for September and October. Visit BlueJays.com for more details, and if you don't have it, you're missing out. Anthony Gose will lead things off for the Jays. Anthony in the number 9 spot in the order. He'll be followed by Reyes and Bautista. Arrieta jumps ahead with a fastball. Gose hitting .232 for the season. Gose and Pilar are getting the extended opportunities here in September. John Gibbons has said time and time again he just wants to see what the kids can do, and there's a lot of thought that neither Colby Rasmussen nor Melky Cabrera will be back next year. They're both free agents at the end of the season. Colby Rasmussen was told by the manager that his playing time would be limited, and that's the only way to handle it as a manager. Go to the player right away. You make up your mind about something and let him know what the deal is.
You know, the player will respect that. They don't have to agree with it. And they might not like it, but they will respect that. If you have that opportunity to talk to a player, rather you be upfront and honest with them.
Yeah, that's the worst thing for players, is to wonder what the manager's thinking. From all indications, John Gibbons has always been frank and upfront with his players. Two and two to Anthony Gose. Strike 3 called, and Gose knew it. That fastball catches the inside corner. Second strikeout for Arrieta.
Save during the plumbing, heating, and electrical expert sale. Only at Home Hardware and Building Center locations. Homeowners helping homeowners with expert advice.
Jose Reyes was robbed of a base hit his first time up. First baseman Chris Faleka made a nice play at first to take away extra bases from him. Want to remind you, all night long, Jamie Campbell's going to be keeping us up to date on all of the games around the American League as far as the playoff implications. Tampa Bay has an early lead over the Yankees. 3-0. They're in the top of the third. And of course, the Blue Jays and the Yankees are tied 10 back of the Orioles. Reyes taps it foul. Blue Jays, 19 games left in their schedule, and they are 10 back in the division, 5 back in the wild card. Yankees and the Blue Jays are tied 5 out in the wild card. Cleveland's 4.5 back. Detroit a half a game out. Oakland and Seattle. They have the 2 wild card spots as we speak.
You just have to keep winning. Just winning, and everything else will take care of itself. The things that you can control.
2 outs. We mentioned Jamie Campbell. Here he is with an update. Thank you, Jamie. Chris Archer has worked 2 innings. He has not walked a batter and hasn't given up a hit. Just 2 innings. Jose Bautista grounded out to short his first time up. Blue Jays have won 7 of their last 9 games. They have outscored their opponents 44-23 over that span.
And the home run has come back for the Blue Jays.
They've out-homered their opponents 15-2 in those 9 games.
And this guy right here at the plate is the #1 guy. He's homered in 6 straight home games for the Blue Jays.
1-1. Bautista has homered 8 times in his 12-game hit streak. 95, pretty good fastball.
With movement. To hit a home run, everything has to work together. The timing has to be perfect. And right now, Jose Bautista's timing is great at the plate. He lifts that front leg. He uses that as a timing mechanism, and the hands come flying through the strike zone. When you make mistakes, he's been hurting you.
There's a line drive. They had the shift on. Alcantara makes the catch at second base. 3 up, 3 down. A couple of strikeouts for Jake Arrieta in the third. The defense gets Bautista here. That shift works to end the inning. Stroman last night as he threw his first career shutout.
Well, Buck, I mean, that was pretty much as good as it gets. You know, he was in total control. You know, he had all his pitches working. Big pitch for him was a new one he's added, 2-seam fastball. And but you know, he's a very aggressive kid and very confident. I mean, he just let it fly and you know, really dominating performance.
Now, you know something about pitching. What are you seeing tonight from Mark Buehrle?
He's not real sharp tonight like he was his last couple outings, you know, but he's gutting it out right now. You just hope he finds that groove here pretty soon. But, you know, we're up against a tough one, Arrieta, who's really turned himself into a good pitcher the last couple of years.
All right, John, thanks for your time.
Okay.
That's John Gibbons with his thoughts from the field. Arrieta he has seen in the past, of course, when Jake pitched for the Orioles. He has high regard for Arrieta. Wellington Castillo hammers that first pitch he sees for a leadoff single. He is 2 for 2 against Buehrle. You're right, and Gibbons talked about, in fact, Mark Buehrle's not quite as sharp as he has been the last 2 outings.
But he's been around, and I like what he said. You're hoping that he finds that groove. That time he just threw a changeup, it looked like, right over the middle of the plate, and Castillo hit it hard into left field. You hope that they find that groove and he starts using that fastball and that changeup combination. Get that pitch count down and go deep into this game.
Mike Olt. He was the first baseman last night. He's the DH here tonight. Olt was a #1 draft pick out of the University of Connecticut. Anytime you hear that, you think hoops. Oh, what a play by Danny Valencia. That was a double for sure. Valencia speared it for the first time of the inning. Mike Olt hit it hard.
You can see where Valencia is. He's anticipating that off-speed pitch to hit to his right. You can see him leaning just a little bit and snares it for the first out.
Mike Holt swinging the bat well since he has rejoined the Cubs. Valencia. Let's try it again. Alcantara hit it almost in the same spot. He must not have been watching.
Time to pick on somebody else. He's in this time respecting the bunt, and they can still take it right off the turf for the second out. That, too, is a big hang with him.
That wasn't a replay, folks. 2 consecutive pitches. Chris Valleca, the first baseman tonight, flied out to right his first time up. Well, Buehrle needs a quick inning. Came up a leadoff single to Wellington Castillo, the catcher. And John Gibbons talked about it. Burley can find it as quick as he loses it, and it's just a matter of getting a good feel for that breaking ball, commanding the corners with that changeup.
I still remember the start he had last year down in Tampa, where he started the game poorly. Before you knew it, it was 7-0. The Rays were winning, and Burley gutted it out. The Blue Jays were able to come all the way back, and they eventually won that game against Tampa in extra innings. I believe he pitched something like 7 innings in that game after getting behind 7-0. He found it, kept his team in it, and came back, eventually won it.
One pitch. Now it's strike 2. Chris Valaika against Mark Burley. Burley trying to strand the leadoff single at first. There's a little flare down the right side. That'll drop foul and out of play.
Well, one thing that Marcus Stroman did, I thought, exceptionally well last night was keep the ball down. His fastball was down, his breaking ball was down. I think if Mark can do that with his stuff, he'll be fine too. Right now, a lot of pitches have been up, and the Cubs have hit him hard. 5 hits already for Chicago.
Off-speed pitch is pulled foul. Looks like Stroman survived the Gatorade bath and the obligatory pie in the face and all that stuff last night. Well, he got about halfway through his interview, and we didn't hear the rest. But he picked up his 10th win.
Jose said, "Here's some chocolate milk for you. Drink it." He started drinking it, shoved it right in his face.
There's a base hit. Valaika bites it off and drives it into center. The starters have really been throwing the ball very well of late. You look at their last 12 starts, they are 7-2. Very good ERA. Under 2.3. Opponents hitting just over 200. The whip under 1. And they've been economical, throwing fewer than 15 pitches per inning.
That's the one that I really like right there. 14.7 pitches per inning. That means they're going out there, they're pounding the strike zone, they're getting in, getting out, and giving the offense a chance to score runs.
This is popped up. This should end the inning. Lynn coming down from first, and Burley makes the catch. How about that? We've seen pitchers make the catch on 2 pop-ups tonight. Arrieta caught one earlier. Now Burley has to bail out Lynn. He hung in there and ends the inning. Cubs strand a pair. Welcome to the ballpark, and it's a beautiful evening here at Rogers Center. While over in the Jays Care Community Clubhouse are some very special guests from the Canadian National Institute for the Blind. We're glad you're here, hoping you're having a good night. Well, you don't see it very often, a pitcher catching a pop-up, and Burley looks at Lind, then he thinks, I better catch this one. He almost falls down, but not only did Burley catch a pop-up, Jake Arrieta caught a pop-up in the second off the bat of Danny Valencia.
Gold Glover, Mark Burley with that catch. I like how he looked over his shoulder one more time to see if Adam Lind was going to get there, and he just took it himself.
Arrieta throws a first pitch strike to Edwin Encarnacion. Edwin had a 2-out single in the first. Burley might have found his release point now. He had a very clean inning after giving up a couple hits. He was able to strand a pair, but he made some good pitches in that inning.
He'll give up his share of hits and wriggle out of it.
There's a ball driven. Get up, just missed off the top of the wall, and Encarnacion will be held to a long single. And he says, what's the matter? Why can't I get any lift? That's the second ball he's hit right off the top of the fence.
Got one over the fence in Tampa for a homer on the road trip. Also hit one in Boston. But this one is a laser, low-flying laser off the bat of Edwin Encarnacion. Just doesn't have the lift to get over, but it's close.
Hit one last night in the fourth inning off the top of the wall. Also held to a single. Adam Lind struck out his first time up. Edwin is 2 for 2. Way outside. Blue Jays last night had 12 hits, scored 8 runs. Every starter in the Blue Jays lineup had a hit. It's the first time that had happened since May 26th. They have also homered in 12 straight games. They hadn't done that since 2011.
Starting to see some guys really start to get locked in, like Navarro and Bautista and Adam Lind for sure. 20 games since the disabled list. He's hit over .330.
Melky Cabrera is on the bench as he broke his pinky sliding back into first base on Friday night. And looked like he's had the surgery.
Yeah, he had it yesterday.
All wrapped up and got that hand bandaged up.
He and Chad Jenkins had the surgery yesterday. And they should both be okay by spring training.
An unfortunate ending to a terrific season for Melky Cabrera. But he did finish over 300. He finished up 301 with 171 hits. Three and one. Blue Jays trail 1-0.
Second time through now for the Blue Jays, and they're showing a little bit more patience on that slider. Arrieta's slider tonight looks pretty good.
Gannon Navarro grounded out to second in his first at bat.
He's sweeping that slider down and into the left-handers and down and away from the right-handers. It's a good compliment to his running fastball.
Full count. Chopped foul off Lind. Lind, of course, always hitting the right-handers hard. Came into this game with a .363 batting average against right-handed pitchers. That would be among the leaders had he had enough at bats during the course of the season.
He only has 245 at bats this year, playing against the right-handers, and he spent some time on the disabled list this year.
There goes Encarnacion, ball 4 to Lind. 2 on, nobody out. Let's check in with Jamie Campbell. Scherzer on the mound, and Jason Vargas, the left-hander, on the mound. Rajay's 8th home run of the season. He has given the Tigers an early cushion. They have scored 1 in the first, 2 in the second tonight. Kansas City, they had their opportunity going right up against the Tigers. Tigers beat them up pretty good last night. Detroit won 9-5 behind Justin Verlander last night. Jeremy Guthrie had been pitching very well, but they hit him hard.
They get a couple series against the Tigers. Kansas City, a couple of chances. This one here. Then next week they get three more games in Kansas City versus the Tigers. So they'll have their shot at them.
Johnny Navarro grounded out to second. Encarnacion with a single. Lind with a walk. You're right about the Blue Jays being patient. They have taken some borderline pitches against Arrieta. Second time through the order.
Seeing that slider just a little bit better this time through. 2-0 now. And Navarro has been locked in himself. Has been swinging a hot bat. Look for something down right here.
That was down, but too far down. It's now 3-0.
He's hitting 13 of his last 15, so he's seeing it.
Now here's a dilemma for you, Mr. Talbot. You let him swing away 3-0.
It's early enough. Why not? You know, he's hot.
He is hot. No question about that, and he's been patient enough to get a good pitch to hit. I agree with you. He got the green light. He skies it on the infield fly rule as the third baseman Valbuena makes the catch. 1 down.
Canon Summer Clearance Sales Event. The season's best prices on digital SLRs and point-and-shoot cameras for a limited time only. Visit a Canon authorized dealer today.
One down, runners at first and second.
Well, he got the green light. He got a little bit long, and the ball was a little up for him. He's a very good low ball hitter, and you can see him grimace after that swing.
Danny Valencia takes a first pitch breaking ball for a strike.
John Gibbons showing some confidence in Navarro and upset with himself right there. DeAndre is swinging at that ball that was up.
Valencia behind 0-2. .226 with runners in scoring position on the season for Valencia. He has done his best work against lefty pitching for the season, right at 300. Inside, pushed him off the plate. You got to believe Arrieta is trying to work to get to that breaking ball.
This might be the spot right here. He's looking to get that ground ball to try and get out of this inning. It might be time for a slider right here.
So far, he hasn't offered anything Arrieta wanted. Wellington Castillo went through the whole playbook. Arrieta didn't see anything he liked. Let's try it again. Nope. Not yet. Okay.
Yeah, you better talk about this one. He went through about 1,000 signs right there, and Arrieta has an idea of what he wants to throw here.
A little bit of a tough time on the road for Jake Arrieta over his last 4 starts. He is 0-3 with a .715 earned run average. He has been in this ballpark in the past. We mentioned pitching for the Orioles. He last pitched here as a starter in 2012. On the road at Cincinnati last time out, he gave up 6 runs on 6 hits, lasted just 4 innings. That was 2 starts ago. He pitched at home against the Brewers last time out. Valencia, oh, what a play by Valaika, and they'll turn it into a double play. Valencia saying, how can you play me there? I'm a dead pull hitter. And Chris Valaika at first base spears it. And then has the presence of mind to go to second for the double play. Terrific play by the first baseman, catching the line drive, going to second for the double play to end the inning. Let's check in with Blue Jays Central. Here's Jamie Campbell and Greg Zahn. Your team anywhere with Rogers NHL Game Center Live. Get live out-of-market regular season games on your phone, laptop, or tablet. Live stream over 1,000 games. Rogers NHL Game Center Live. Be a nice night to take the ferry across to Center Island. When Burley pitches, maybe we'll have time after this game. He works quickly. Mark trails 1-0. He has given up a run on 6 hits. It's a fly ball to center. Anthony Ghosts almost in his tracks is there. 1 down. Chris Coughlin is retired. Mark Burley came into this game pitching 175 innings, and he's trying to reach that 200-inning plateau for the 14th time in his career. James Shields has amassed 200 innings this season, so he is 8 consecutive 200-inning seasons. CC Sabathia, he will fall short this year on the DL than Justin Verlander. He's been an innings machine. He has 7 straight 200-plus innings.
Also, his next start will be his 30th start of the season, which would give him 13 straight seasons with 30 starts, and hopefully they get to 200 innings.
Baez pulls it in the hole, backhanded by Reyes, and strong throw, but Lynn can't dig it out of the dirt. Baez reaches. Baez hit it sharply. They had him played the pull. Reyes was a couple of steps into the hole at short.
He is a dead pull hitter. He yanks this ball 2 hops to Jose Reyes, but Reyes can't finish the deal as he 1 hops it over to first base. Right here, Lynn does everything he can again to try and catch this ball on a short hop, but can't come up with it.
Just tipped off the end of his glove. That'll be the second hit for Baez. He's been on base 3 times. Soler goes after the first pitch. Lynn's got a shot at this in foul ground, and he makes the catch. Another over-anxious young hitter goes after the first pitch and gives Burley an easy out.
That's what they need right there. They need some quick outs so Burley can get those innings up.
2 down now. Burley has had 13 straight seasons with more than 200 innings pitched and fewer than 61 walks. He is currently tied with Cy Young, who did the same thing. 13 straight seasons, 200 or more innings, and fewer than 61 walks. To date, Burley has just 43 walks. So that is well within reach to stay under 61 walks.
He hates the walks, doesn't he? I mean, you ask him about that, and he just despises walking people.
One and one to the cleanup man, Luis Valbuena. He has grounded out twice. Burley will have 3 more starts after this one tonight. Going into this game, he needed to pitch 6 1/3 in each of those 4 to reach 200.
And there's also a couple of games that they can use at the end of the season. John Gibbons has gone on record to say, depending on where they are in the pennant race, if they're still in it, the last 3 games, what they mean for the Blue Jays, that if Burley is not there yet, if he is not to 200 innings yet by that last weekend of the season, he might start him or he might bring him out of the bullpen to get his innings.
Yeah, and there's a chance. I believe he pitches on Thursday of that final week against Seattle and could come back over the weekend against Baltimore. Look out. Valbuena hanging in there to guard against the off-speed offerings of Burley. Gets hit by the pitch. Baez was hit earlier. Valbuena looking at his right wrist. While they check him out, let's check in with Jamie Campbell. Jamie, thank you very much. And how about Pittsburgh moving into second place? Milwaukee has fallen 6 games off the pace and have dropped to 3rd place in the Central.
Pittsburgh is hot. Let's take a look at that pitch one more time. It looked like he was trying to bust him with a fastball. The cutter got away from him, and you can see Valbuena one more time. He just exposes those hands as he backs off of the plate, and it just pops him right on that front hand.
So now there are 2 aboard, but 2 outs. Wellington Castillo is 2 for 2. Yeah, single to center and single to left. He has another base hit. This is going to drop in left field. Baez is around to score, and Wellington Castillo is 3 for 3, and he has just pushed the Cubs up 2-0.
Well, he's locked in right now against Burley. That's why I was hoping that he would get Valbuena with 2 outs. Instead, he hit him, put a runner in scoring position, and brought up Castillo. Hot. Drops that one in. This is the first time that Castillo has seen Mark Burley in his career, and I think he likes what he sees.
3 for 3 with an RBI. It's 2-0 Cubs. Baez has scored both of the runs. Mike Holt was retired on a fine defensive play by Danny Valencia in the 4th. He speared a line drive. Holt's behind 0-2.
Isn't it funny how this game is sometimes? Blue Jays hit a couple of rockets and they don't have anything to show for it. They can't get a run across, and a couple of soft singles. An infield hit, a hit by a pitch, and then a ball off the end of the bat to left field.
Down and away, and won't chase. Danny Valencia hit an opposite field line drive that was headed to right, and Chris Valleca speared it and then turned it into an inning-ending double play in the 4th. There's a strike. That inside fastball does it once again. But the Cubs score another run. Couple of hits and a hit batter. They have a 2-0 lead. see the future of Canadian baseball September 16th through the 20th right here at Rogers Center. Blue Jays Hall of Famer Roberto Alomar will host a showcase baseball tournament at Rogers Center, highlighting some of Canada's best amateur baseball players with college eligibility. Ontario features Dalton Pompey's little brother Tristan, so make sure you check it out. Tournament passes are now available at bluejays.com/T12.
Tristan's going to be playing for the Ontario Green Team, so if you look up and you see they're playing, come on out here and watch them. See some talented young baseball players in that tournament.
Former Blue Jay pitcher Paul Spaljarek has a couple of boys playing. Hunter and Garner both going to be playing in the tournament. So make sure you come on out. You'll recognize some names. 7-8-9 for the Blue Jays. They are down by 2. Pilar shows bunt, takes a strike. Kevin had a single in the second. He has a single here in the 5th. He's just one of those guys that can figure how to get the bat on the ball. 2 for 2 for Pilar.
Taken all the way on the first pitch, so he faked a bunt. Wanted to take a look at Arrieta and then found something on that second pitch to his liking. Fastball. Kevin, look at it. Get the barrel out there. He changed his arm angle. He's dropped the bat down just a little bit more. He says he can see the ball better. He feels like he is quicker to the baseball. And it certainly is showing. 2 for 2 tonight.
Ryan Goins lined out to center his first time up. I don't think Pilar is going anywhere. Blue Jays might play hit and run here. Just trying to get Goins some movement on the infield. Maybe open up a hole for him. There goes the runner. Pitch is taken. The throw to second, and what a tag by Baez. Man, oh man, he was coming across the bag from shortstop. He caught it and tagged the runner as he was moving. And he got that glove down perfectly as Castillo threw a line drive just to the first base side of the bag.
Thrown out about 30% of the runners, Castillo, and he shows a strong arm. That's a nice play also, like you were saying, from Baez, catching and in one motion touching the helmet of Pilar just before he gets to the bag. Watch this slow-mo right there. He is out.
Well, that's a good play. Baez got to the bag early. When the throw drifted on him, he was able to move with it and put the tag on Pilar. Castillo has now caught 10 of the last 12 runners trying to steal. He threw out Bautista trying to steal third in the first inning in last night's game. And Jose had a running start. I mean, this guy could really throw.
He gets rid of it so quick. And he's got a good arm. I think it was the 5th inning last night where the Blue Jays played hit and run towards the bottom of the order. Wasn't Anthony Ghost that guy who played hit and run?
There's a ball driven to the alley in left center. Coughlin gets over to cut it off. Goins is headed for second. Here's the throw, the slide. He's safe.
Good aggressive play by Goins. Looked like another slider right there from Arrieta, and it was over the middle of the plate, and he hit it hard in the left field. He knows that as an outfielder, when you're moving on the turf as fast as Coughlin was going, it's hard to stop, turn, and fire back to the infield to try to get the runner at second base. Going, here's my hand, and he pulls it back.
He's safe.
He's safe.
Yeah.
Still waiting for the tag.
Yeah, Renteria has given up his case. He'll head back to the Cubs dugout. It's a 1-out double for Ryan Goins. That's his 5th double of the season. Pretty swing.
Yeah, he slices the ball to left field. Coughlin gets over there, catches, and it's hard to turn, spin, and throw accurately. He does a heck of a job to get that ball into second base very quickly, but a nifty slide by Ryan Goins as he eludes the tag around the bag, and he's in there with the double.
Alcantara did a good job of staying with it, but Goins avoided the tag. Double number 5 for Goins. He's in scoring position for Anthony Gose. That's the 5th hit for the Jays. That's a foul tip. Castillo quickly turned to Jerry Lane, the umpire, said he fouled that off. Louis Rivera isn't so sure. The third base coach is saying, wait a minute, he didn't foul that ball off. But the catcher, Wellington Castillo, turned and pleaded his case, say, hey, he fouled that. Now Gibbons is out to talk Jerry Lane and says, man, I don't think he fouled that ball off. It didn't look like the timing that he fouled it off, but Castillo, the catcher, turned immediately to tell Jerry Lane, hey, he fouled that off.
Breaking ball. And Gose knows better than anybody if he tipped it or not. Let's watch it. Curveball.
I don't think he came close to it. Ball was just out picture low, but I don't think he touched it. It just got past the catcher. That one hurts. Those chases that high.
Let's take a look at it one more time. Again, it's a curveball, and he jabs at it. Sure didn't look like he tipped it.
I didn't see any contact whatsoever. But that's academic. It's 0-2. And he tries to bunt with 2 strikes. That's a desperation play if I've ever seen one. He bunts out, striking out for a second time. Two down. Promising inning. Pilar got a single, was then caught stealing, and then Goins hits a double into the alley, but now there are 2 outs. Reyes, top of the order, the leadoff man, has gone 0 for 2. Two nothing Chicago.
Fouled straight back.
Something Chris Bazio, the pitching coach, has always talked about to his pitchers. You see that fouled straight back, that's just a fraction of an inch from being a line drive. You got to make an adjustment after a foul ball back to the screen.
There was the adjustment right there. Hard sinking fastball. That's 94 miles an hour with movement. His curveball's been good tonight. His slider's been good. Changeup. He's been able to use all 4 of his pitches.
Blue Jays need this run. We're in the 5th. Reyes got a piece of it, and the catcher couldn't hold on. 0-2. Jake Arrieta, his first start against the Blue Jays as a member of the Cubs. He was traded in July of 2013 along with Pedro Strop for Scott Feldman and Steve Clevenger, catcher. Reyes has to protect.
Both teams got what they wanted in that deal. Baltimore wanted an arm, and Feldman, he wasn't there very long. He's gone. They got a backup catcher in Clevenger. Cubs needed an arm in the bullpen and in the starting rotation, and Pedro Strop's got a very good arm, and so does Jake Arrieta. Surprised Baltimore gave him up.
Another 0-2 pitch to Reyes. Upstairs, he checked his swing. Confirmed by Sean Barber down at third.
You know, that is a hard slider. That's 89 miles an hour. You don't have a lot of time to react to that one. That's why you get those check swings. I mean, he's liable to go anywhere right now. All of his pitches are working.
This is popped up and going to go into the Blue Jays dugout. To give you an idea of how highly regarded Jake Arrieta was with the Orioles, he was the 2012 opening day starter for Baltimore. And he was the first Oriole pitcher to throw at least 7 innings of shutout ball, allowing 2 or fewer hits on opening day. He made 9 starts in 2013 for the Cubs after 5 with the Orioles. He's got a good arm. He's just 28 years old.
Yeah, and sometimes pitchers, it takes a little bit longer for them to find everything, and he's going to get his chance with the Cubs to find it. He gave up a pretty good arm in Arrieta, and right now he's been pitching some pretty good baseball for him.
Trying to end this inning. The Blue Jays have stranded 3 so far. That'll go back to the screen, and Goins will move to third. Wild pitch gets away from the catcher, goes all the way back to the screen.
Reach back for a little something extra there and yanks that ball right back to the backstop. Now that play that we had earlier, was it a foul tip or not, comes in pretty big. Goins might have been able to score on that wild pitch if he was at third.
2-2. That's a little flare into center field, and it's going to drop for a base hit. Goins comes in to score, and the Jays are on the board. Reyes, a very determined at bat, drops one in front of Matt Caesar in center, picks up his 45th RBI, and it's a 2-1 game.
Jose fouled off some very tough pitches from Arrieta. A couple of sliders that he just got a piece of, and kept the at-bat alive until he did this ball going down and away from him, and Jose gets enough of it on the barrel of the bat to drop it in center field, and the Blue Jays are on the board.
And now the Cubs have to deal with Bautista. Third time Jose has faced Arrieta tonight. He's 0 for 12 against the Cubs righty in his career.
He's due. It was the 5th inning last night that Bautista hit that laser for a home run.
He has homered in 6 straight home games. Arrieta starting to elevate that ball. Throws it away. Reyes has got a chance to go to third. He's around second. He's going to get to third easily. And now he's going to draw a throw as they throw it all the way home. Didn't make much sense for Arrieta to make a throw to first in that situation with Bautista hitting.
Yeah, Jose Reyes is not going to try to steal second base with Bautista at the plate. He might have caught Maleka by surprise. Throws it behind Jose Reyes, and now he's going to make it to third easily. Now watch everybody, they're standing on the mound. Alcantara picks the ball up and fires it in home. If this ball gets by the catcher, there's nobody backing him up, and Reyes would have been able to score.
Yeah, Arrieta needed to get over the fact he had thrown it away. He's got to float between third and home. And there was nobody backing up the catcher. You're right, if that skips past him, it's a tie game. So now Reyes is the tying run just 90 feet away. Fly ball to right. Soler has plenty of room. The inning is over. The Jays have scored a run. It's a 2-1 game. And here come the Home Hardware Cleanup Crew, brought to you by Natura. Home Hardware's exclusive line of safe, environmentally friendly cleaning products. Museum in Cooperstown will be on display for fans Sunday, September 14th when the Blue Jays take on the Rays. It's a 1:07 start. Robbie will be taking photos with the fans between 11:30 a.m. and 12:30 p.m. at the 200 level outfield. Call the Blue Jays for tickets at 416-341-1234 or log online at BlueJays.com for a chance to see the Roberto Alomar Hall of Fame prop. Burley, he's got 4 Gold Gloves, and it's tough to fool him. We've seen him handle a couple of good plays. He had a terrific play with a force out early in the ball game. Then he caught a pop-up in the 4th, and here he handles a bunt flawlessly.
That was a mistake right there. He's going to bounce off of that mound. That's the one thing that Mark Burley and R.A. Dickey do when they get rid of the baseball. They're in great fielding position. Came off the mound, got the first out quickly here in the 6th.
Chris Valaika, he's 1 for 2. Valaika began his career with the Cincinnati Reds. He was a 3rd-round pick of the Reds in 2006. Spent parts of the 10 and 11 seasons with Cincinnati. Did not play in the big leagues in 2012, but resurfaced with Miami in 13. Off the end of the bat, Reyes hits short in plenty of time, 2 down. Well, Mark Burley has settled in very effectively. He's had some good defense behind him. He's made a couple of fine defensive plays tonight.
Danny Valencia has flashed some leather. They've turned a double play for him.
Burley has 2 strikeouts tonight. Matt Caesar, the center fielder, has an infield hit, and he's popped up to Burley. Caesar was recalled from AAA on August 17th at AAA Iowa. He hit .261 in 116 games. The interesting number that jumps out at you, he had 30 steals.
Oh, we've already seen his speed tonight. An infield single his first time up, and a nice play in the outfield. Can run.
They got a piece of that pitch down and away, and this next pitch should be an inside fastball. You saw Caesar having to really dive to get that bat on the ball down and away. And Burley is so good at painting that inside corner.
The hitter, you start thinking, well, maybe he might go back out there. There it is on the inside part. I think the infield has to stay shortened up because he runs so fast. I think they have to shorten up on the infield so the ball gets to you quicker.
Up the middle. That's going to sneak past Goins into center. Caesar with his second hit. And this should be interesting. Caesar doesn't have a big league stolen base yet, but with 2 outs, you would think this would be a time that he might test Burley.
And who's got the best pickoff move in baseball right now?
Mark Burley.
So this will be very interesting. Young kids, they come up, they're not real sure of the pitcher's move over to first base, so a lot of times they'll get out there and they'll go on the first movement.
Burley will give him his best move right out of the chute. Coghlan goes after the first pitch. Pilar is going to play it on a hop. Coghlan flares one to left. Back-to-back 2-out hits here in the 6th. Javier Baez has been on base all 3 times against Burley. He doubled and scored in the first, was hit by a pitch in the third, and singled and scored in the 5th.
Coghlan stays right on that cutter and jams himself and floats the ball in the left field. It looked like Pilar was going to take a dive at it, but then thought better of it.
Aaron Sanchez starts to loosen up in the Blue Jays bullpen. I agree with Pilar 100%. You've got a free swinger in Baez coming up, so play it safe with 2 outs. The last 16 starts for Mark Burley. He hasn't fared very well, just 1 and 8. The ERA almost 4.5 per game, and the opponents have hit well over 300. But the last 2 starts, he's been very efficient. He hasn't fared well as far as wins and losses, but it's been a real struggle for him in the second half of the season.
Yeah, last time out at Tampa Bay, had his longest outing since June the 29th. 5th time this season that he'd given up no earned runs, and for all that work, he got a no decision. 8 innings of shutout baseball.
Shortstop Javier Baez, and now the wheels are spinning in the Blue Jays dugout. Where do you go next? You're down by a run. It's getting late. Baez with that home run cut. And that's his M.O. He's got 7 home runs since he's come to the big leagues.
You know, he doesn't have to take that big cut like that where he's off balance and his head is being pulled out of there because his hands are so quick. All he has to do is do what Bautista does, the way he uses his hands. He doesn't have to overswing to hit a home run.
He's 21 years old, just starting out, under 200 with runners in scoring position. Mark Burley makes quick work of Baez. The Cubs have stranded 9. The Blue Jays are down by a run, middle of their order. It'll be Edwin Encarnacion. He's 2 for 2 already. Then Adam Lind and Deanna Navarro. He's at over 300 here at Rogers Center. with a win tonight, but right now they trail 2-1. Trevor May is on the mound for the Twins against Trevor Bauer for the Indians. Edwin Encarnacion is 2 for 2, and he just missed a home run. Last time up, hit one about a foot shy of going out of the ballpark. It'll be Encarnacion, Lind, and Deanna Navarro here in the 6th. Arrieta and Castillo have had trouble getting on the same page.
Castillo puts something down and gets the shake. Going through all of the signs like there's a runner at second base, so that's going to take its time.
Yeah, the reason catchers will do that now is there's so much video in the game. Every pitch is videotaped, every play is reviewed, so you can pick up the signs in a heartbeat. All you got to do is watch the catcher's signs and you can figure things out.
Home run cut right there from Edwin.
One thing to watch if you're watching the catcher go through a series of signs, if he gives the first series and the pitcher shakes it off, watch when the pitcher accepts the next pitch. Oftentimes they'll start into their windup after they see one sign without waiting for the entire sequence. First sign. Encarnacion didn't like the call. Jerry Lane rings him up. Edwin is saying that ball is low and he'll go back to the dugout. He had a good look at it. He's seen the ball well all night long.
Couple of hits his first 2 times up, and now a slider again down and away. Baez wasn't happy with his called strike, and that breaking ball, according to Jerry Lane, is a strike. Edwin doesn't think so.
Encarnacion retired for the first time tonight. Lind has struck out and walked. Again, the pitcher and catcher taking a long time to agree on the pitch.
Well, if he shakes him off, then he's got to go through the whole series again. And by that time, the batter's concentration and his timing is messed up, so he'll step out.
Arrieta, like most pitchers, wants to work quickly. He's in a pretty good groove now. And the one thing you'd like to do is see that sign flash the pitch you're thinking of. To me, that's the art of catching. Get inside that pitcher's head and anticipate what he's thinking about.
And you can sit there, especially in the American League, you can sit next to him in between innings while your team is batting. And you can talk to him. Hey, we got this guy coming up. What do you want to do with him? Lind is batting second.
Yeah, it got crossed up there. Look at Castillo looking out to Arrieta. Castillo expected a breaking ball, and he almost got that one right in the chest protector.
And because of that, it looks like a strike. But because he boxed it up, he's not going to get the call.
And you can see Castillo looking out to Arrieta saying, come on, man, let's get together on these signs. Let me tell you something. That is a helpless feeling if you're a catcher and you're not really sure if the pitcher knows the signs.
Knows what's coming. Well, get out there and talk to him.
That's the easiest thing to do. And you can see Castillo looks like he's still concerned. Okay, is he going to get the right pitch here now?
Is it worth it? I mean, there's nobody on base. Is it really a thing where the Blue Jays are going to steal signs? If
No.
you just put, I don't think so either.
I don't either. I think there are more opportunities picking up something in the pitcher's hand in his delivery and where he stops as opposed to looking at signs from a catcher. Right back to Arrieta. He flips to first and Linda's retired. 2 down.
Save during the plumbing, heating, and electrical expert sale. Only at Home Hardware and Building Center locations. Homeowners helping homeowners with expert advice.
We are in the bottom of the sixth. It's a 2-1 ball game. The Cubs have the lead. Gianna Navarro, a ground out and a pop out. Goes after the first pitch. This is going to be foul into the seats. You know, you talk about protecting the pitches and going through sequences of signs. I played on two of the best teams I've ever seen at stealing pitches and giving location from second base. The Milwaukee Brewers and the 80s Blue Jays teams. Milwaukee was deadly. They get signs and they go up and down the bench. Your job is to get to second and pick up the signs. Give me location. I don't care about pitch as much as location.
And they were great teams too. All of those teams, they were good hitting teams. It helps to get, you know, the sign or get the what's coming. But I don't understand with nobody on base.
Yeah.
There's just not enough time if you're afraid that someone's watching up there to send you the signal of what's going. There's just not enough time.
Well, and you could say, well, we got their signs. Well, next inning they might change. Sure. Doyle Alexander was as paranoid as anybody I'd ever seen, and he literally changed his signs from inning to inning, and he would add and subtract.
Yep. By rubbing on the top part of his jersey and down his pant legs he would subtract.
Alexander would get a sign from a catcher, and then if he wiped his glove on the upper body, that would add one. And if he wiped it on his lower body, that would subtract one. So he would go either up one or down one, according to how many wipes he had.
From the sequence that you had already established. One's a fastball, two's a curve, three's a slider. So if you add one to the three, you end on three, you add one, four, so it's going to be a changeup. Now that is paranoid right there. That is a lot to think about.
And he was good at it. He really liked to work quickly, and he could get to that next pitch in a hurry. So as a catcher, you better pay attention.
I'm telling you, I don't know how you kept it all straight.
Danny Valencia is on deck. He has popped out and lined into a double play tonight. Full count to Navarro. Off the end of the bat. Valbuena has plenty of time at third. The inning is over. Blue Jays go down quietly in their half of the sixth. We'll go to the seventh. Jake Arrieta and the Cubs have a 2-1 lead over Burley. From Sportsnet.ca cover every angle of the Toronto Blue Jays. Breaking news, photos, videos, and weekly chats. A one-stop shop for everything Blue Jays. The Blue Jays Rundown only on Sportsnet.ca, and the headline on the rundown tonight. Morrow provides Jay with intriguing possibilities. Blue Jays hold an option on Brandon Morrow for next year and $10 million in Shidavidi. We'll discuss the possibilities of how Morrow might fit or might not fit into the plans of the Blue Jays.
$10 million option if they choose to pick that up. And they have to decide, do they want him in the starting rotation? I think a starter is more valuable. A good starter is more valuable than a reliever. They give you innings, they take the ball, they keep you in the game, they set the tone for that day. But Morrow's going to work out of the pen, and he looked good the other day.
Soler grounds it to third. Valencia throws him. Burley has one out here in the 7th. Brandon Morrow has 16 career saves. He spent his first 3 years with the Seattle Mariners. He made a total of 15 starts for Seattle. And he was back and forth. In his first season, he worked in 60 games exclusively out of the bullpen. The next year in 2008, he started 5 games, picked up 10 saves. And then in 2009, he made 10 starts.
And Brandon, Buck, has gone on record saying he wants to start. So it's a very interesting proposition. And if they don't pick up that option, and I believe he's got $1 million buyout if he becomes a free agent, I know he's going to be an interesting guy on the open market.
Yeah, he will be. He is attractive. You know, the only concern, and it's a major concern, is not to be taken lightly, is his inability to stay healthy. He's only made 30 starts once in his career. He's pitched a maximum of 179 in the third innings. And, you know, it's just not his fault. He suffers injuries, and that's been part of his history. He hurt his finger on May 2nd pitching in Pittsburgh. He made just 6 starts this year. Wellington Castillo's had a perfect night at the plate. 3 for 3 with an RBI. His RBI came in the 5th inning.
I think he has swung at the first pitch every time up also tonight. So he has seen the ball for Mark Burley.
This one should be an out. Valencia in time. Burley is through 7. It took him just 6 pitches. Plenty left in the tank for Mark Burley. Now he needs a little help from his offense. By authority of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership. Hey, Buck and Pat, where's my milk? Milky's hurt. Today's my first game, and good for you. We're glad you're here enjoying the ball game. Lots of great fans, and we're always pleased to say hello to all the fans when we see them either here at Rogers Center or on the road as Blue Jays travel around.
That's all it takes. If you want to get yourself on television, make a sign. We'll get you on.
Danny Valencia ripped the ball to first base his last time up. Chris Valleca made a nice play, turned it into a double play. This is tapped out in front of home plate. It's a fair ball, and Valencia is retired. Castillo wasn't quite sure what he heard from Jerry Lane, the umpire, but Lane immediately waved that ball fair, and Castillo did what he should have done, and he went to first base.
Yeah, when in doubt, get out there, play it through, and then the umpires will call it for you. It's not where the player catches the ball, it's where the ball is, and it's clearly in foul territory. He's saying, I can't hear you, so just go ahead and make the play. He's impressed me as catcher.
Yeah, he does a pretty good job. He can really throw. Arrieta has retired 5 in a row. He hasn't been able to retire Kevin Pillar. Pillar has 2 singles tonight. Back up the middle. Pillar is 3 for 3. There are a lot of hits in straightaway center. A 1-out single. Now it's time for Drive of the Game. Brought to you by the all-new 2015 Honda Fit. Fit your lifestyle. Fit your fun. Fit whatever.
Tonight it's going to be Ryan Goins in his last at bat. Watch him drive this ball the other way. It's a slider over the middle of the plate. And Ryan drives it to left center field. And when Coughlin catches it, it's tough for that left fielder to turn around. He's going to take the extra base with a nifty slide into second base for a double. Ryan Goins with the drive of the game tonight.
So Ryan Goins, the scheduled batter, will finish up 1 for 2. Kobe Rasmus has been announced into the game as a pinch hitter. With that, Rick Renteria will take the ball from Jake Arrieta. Arrieta will leave. He has a 2-1 lead. He's responsible for Pillar at first. Neil Ramirez will come on when we come back. For Ryan Goins, and Rasmus has been a very productive pinch hitter lately.
It's been the secret weapon, I guess, for the Blue Jays on the road trip. This is the game winner in the 1-0 game, and then he came right back when the Blue Jays went to Boston and wrapped that one right around the foul pole down the right field line. That was off of the left-hander, 2 home runs and 2 pinch hitting appearances for Kobe Rasmus.
The second home run was Saturday against Craig Breslow, and it made it a 4-3 Boston lead, but that's as close as the Blue Jays would get. Arrieta is out of the game. Same for Ryan Goins. Goins finishes up 1 for 2. Hit the ball hard twice tonight. Neil Ramirez making his 45th appearance of the season.
He has been the setup man for the Cubs, so they're going to bring him in the 7th inning. You can see his numbers in 44 games, 2-1 with an 0.94 earned average, and yeah, he's a strikeout pitcher, averaging 11.5 strikeouts per 9 innings. Ramirez got a good fastball. And Colby Rasmus likes that good fastball.
This is the first time the Blue Jays have seen Neil Ramirez, and Colby Rasmus gets a nice hand as he steps in the box here in the 7th. 1 out. Blue Jays are down by a run. Rasmus hit that home run in the 10th inning in Tampa Bay, the only run of the ball game to give the Jays the 1-0 win. That was on Thursday against the Rays. Kevin Pillar, a 3-hit game, his second career 3-hit game. Rasmus is up here to hit. Pillar's not going anywhere.
No. He represents the go-ahead run at the plate. He's already been caught stealing one time. He's going to sit right there and let Colby swing.
Colby was putting on a show in BP today. He hit several balls in the 4th deck and just launched ball after ball into the seats in right. To his credit, he's done a pretty good job of remaining upbeat and prepared. It's difficult when you're a regular and you've been told the kids are going to get a chance to play, but Rasmus has come out, put his work in, and stays ready to contribute.
Yeah, and says, I want to do whatever I can to help my team win a ball game. Especially when you're a free agent to be in the off season. This is probably the first time that we have seen the Cubs in a shift in this series.
Yeah, they have played it pretty much straight up throughout this series, and now they're talking things over. Valbuena, the third baseman, is closest to second on the right side of the bag. Rasmus drives it to left. Pillar thinking about going to third, but they get the ball back in quickly. Colby Rasmus with another pinch hit.
In a heads-up play, you're right. Pillar was thinking of going first to third, but Valbuena, recognizing that they're in the shift, he sprints from the right side of the diamond all the way over to the left side. First to hit a low fastball. Colby loves to drop the head of that bat on that low fastball. Pillar sees it, and right now he's thinking about it. He takes an aggressive turn, but Valbuena hustling over there, gets over there to stop him at second.
Colby is 4 for 9 as a pinch hitter. That's his first single. His other 3 pinch hits were home runs. Munenori Kawasaki has got a bat. He is going to bat for Anthony Gose. 1 out.
I tell you, that's one thing that the Blue Jays have done a good job this year, pinch hitting. They have come off the bench swinging.
Kawasaki is 3 for 7 as a pinch hitter. Takes that one outside. Neil Ramirez into the game in relief of Jake Arrieta. 2-0. Kawasaki will make you throw a strike.
Yeah, he will make you work, and he's not afraid to take a strike. Not afraid, even when he is ahead 2-0. He's not afraid to say, okay, let me see if you can do it one time. And he'll take a 2-0 pitch just to make you work. Here it is. Right down the middle.
Right at the bottom of the zone. Leadoff man Jose Reyes is on deck. He had an RBI single his last time up. Now 3-1. Just off the plate outside. Kawasaki knows who's behind him. It's Reyes, and his job is to get on base.
Get on base and push Colby Rasmus, the go-ahead run, in the scoring position.
fourth. He does it again. The walk will load the bases and get Reyes to the plate. Gary Jones, the third base coach, telling the infield he wants him to turn 2. And the infielders are going to converge on the mound to make sure that everybody understands. Chris Bosio, the pitching coach, will go out and make sure that everybody knows what the manager wants done.
Save during the plumbing, heating, and electrical expert sale. Only at Home Hardware and Building Center locations. Homeowners helping homeowners with expert advice.
Bases loaded, 1 out. Blue Jays are down by a run. Pat, you are Jose Reyes. You just see the pitching coach go to the mound. What's your thoughts as you step in with the bases loaded?
Well, I see him walking Kawasaki. Chris Bosio, the pitching coach, goes out there to settle him down. I'm looking first pitch, dead red fastball. And Jose Reyes is at his best when he is early in the count swinging. He is not afraid to swing at that first pitch. And he's had a lot of success versus that first pitch this year.
Blue Jays threatening here in the 7th. Starting him out with a breaking ball. Now Reyes can really zero in on the heater.
Yeah, he can look for one pitch, and he can also look for it in one area now. He's a good low ball hitter. Something down and in.
Pilar at third, Rasmus at second, Kawasaki at first. Ooh, he got his pitch, low fastball. He fouled it straight back to the screen.
Yeah, you can look and see he's in disbelief how he missed that one. Shaking his head right now. I can't believe it. He got his pitch and he just missed it. An important guy right here, right now, is the guy at first base, Kawasaki. His job right now, if there is a ground ball on the infield, break up the double play.
He certainly has a big lead. He can get off. Upstairs might have been high. 1-2.
Mark Burley sticking around. He might be done, especially if the Blue Jays score a couple of runs right here. So he wants them to score 2, so he'd be in line for the win.
1-2 to Reyes. Count is even. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bautista would be next. Neil Ramirez signed with the Texas Rangers. The Cubs claimed him off waivers in August of 2013. Reyes strikes out 96-mile-an-hour fastball. You talked about his strikeout capabilities.
And he'll do it with that fastball. Upper 90s that time. Might have been a ball. And now it's up to Jose Bautista.
Bautista trying to extend his hit streak. He has a 12-gamer on the line so far, 0 for 3. More importantly, he's trying to give the Blue Jays the lead. No question about the quality arm of Ramirez. Bautista thought it was inside.
letting Gary Lane know what he thinks also. Jose has hit 4 home runs on a 1-1 count this year.
He has 4 career grand slams. Down and away at 97. Bautista has homered in 6 straight home games here at Rogers Center.
Last player to do it, Willie Mays.
Ooh, what a nice play by Castillo. Ramirez buried that breaking ball in the dirt. Looked like it might have hit right on top of home plate, but he played it very well.
Went down very softly to his knees. Watch how he covers up that ball right there. Just caresses it, lets it bounce right off his chest protector. Had a good angle on it.
2-2. It's a full count. No place to put him.
He's got to challenge him too. He got Jose Reyes with a fastball. He has thrown 1 breaking ball to Jose Bautista, and now the crowd's getting into it.
The runners will be off on the pitch. Rasmus is in. Here comes Kawasaki, and Bautista has cleared the bases.
The runners are going to get a head start, and Jose Bautista got his fastball, and boy, did he ever turn on it. Down and in, and watch how quickly that bat comes through. Quick. And on a line down the left field line, ball players know that that ball's going to be fair. It's going to be 2, maybe 3 runs. Let's go. Bring him around. And Bautista clears the bases.
His 26th double has given Mark Burley the lead. It also extends Bautista's hit streak to 13 straight. Ball 1-2 Encarnacion.
One more time. Fastball inner half. And it almost got out right at the base of the wall, but because it's 3-2, all 3 runners hustle all the way around the bases. A 3-run double. Jose Bautista can turn on a good fastball.
Inside. Bautista has 3 straight 3 RBI games. And he has picked it up dramatically here in September. He now has 95 ribbies for the season.
Boy, he is just driving in big runs for the Blue Jays. The right man at the right spot for Toronto.
What he doesn't do is he doesn't panic. He never thinks about having to do something. He just makes sure he gets a good pitch to hit.
His fastball is about 96 miles an hour, and he drills it into the corner.
Good rip by Encarnacion. That one is 2 for 3 tonight. Bautista, with 3 more ribbies tonight, has 12 RBIs in this, his 8th game in September. Two and 1 to Encarnacion. Blue Jays have a 4-2 lead. Popped up behind home and out of play.
Jose has just come up since they have moved him into that second spot in the batting order. After Melky Cabrera got hurt, Jose, they put him in that second spot, and that spot has come up a lot with runners on base, and he has delivered. 3-run home run off of Ruby De La Rosa in Boston. 3-run home run last night. And a 3-run double here tonight.
Now hitting in that 2 spot. He is now 5 for 15. He's hit 2 home runs and he's driven in 9. John Gibbons made a very wise move, just bumping Bautista in the Cabrera spot and bringing the lineup up with him. Two. Driven deep to center field, but that's going to hang up for Matt Caesar. But Bautista has come up big once again. Mark Burley appears to be out of the game, but Bautista with a 3-run double. The Blue Jays will turn things over to Aaron Sanchez. Bautista clears the bases with the double down the left field line. The Blue Jays lead it 4-2. Sanchez will come into the game here in the 8th inning with the Blue Jays up 4-2. It'll be his 18th appearance of the season.
Aaron last worked Saturday in Boston. A very good inning. Had a strikeout in that inning. 2-1, 146 earned run average. A couple other defensive changes for the Blue Jays.
Kobe Rasmus remains in the game at center field. He pinch hit for Ryan Goins, and Munenori Kawasaki, he came in as a pinch hitter as well. He's now at second base. Mike Olt, he is 0 for 3. He's a little tardy on that fastball, and Sanchez is ahead 1-2. Navarro trying to get that ball down and away, respecting the movement of Sanchez. He gave him the perfect target, but Aaron missed up and in. Let's try it again. That ball's doing barrel rolls on its way to home plate.
It almost looks like a left-handed slider, doesn't it, the way it moves?
Arismendi Alcantara is on deck. He went around. Yes, he did. Hunter Wendelstedt down at first, rings him up, 1 down. Well, Mark Burley is in line for the win. This is Burley's 16th start against the Cubs. He goes 7 innings, 10 hits, gives up 2 runs, didn't walk a batter. Struck out through 92 pitches and pitched out of a couple of tough jams. The Cubs stranded 9 base runners, and Burley helped his own cause defensively with a couple of good defensive plays.
And remember what John Gibbons was telling us in the 4th inning? He said he doesn't have his good stuff, but he's going to battle out there. He's going to do the best he can. He's going to try and give us some innings, and hopefully he will find it. And it looked like Burley found it and gave him 7 innings.
Arismendi Alcantara is the second baseman tonight. He had a single his first time up and bounces back to the mound. 2 up, 2 down for Sanchez here in the 8th. Well, Burley goes 7 innings tonight. That gives him 182 for the season. He's got 3 starts left, and he needs 18 innings to get to 200. That would give him 14 consecutive seasons with 200 or more innings.
And his next start will be number 30. That will give him 14 straight seasons of at least 30 starts.
Chris Valleca 1 for 3. Sanchez took a little off to throw a strike, just 97. They mentioned Jose Bautista. He's the first Blue Jays player with 3 straight 3+ RBI games since Vernon Wells did it in August of 2008. He has gotten big hits with runners on. 3 straight games with 3 RBIs. Saw Bautista moving Rasmus over to the opposite field with 2 strikes on the batter.
And the guy throwing 97, 98 miles an hour on the mound. They don't think he'll pull Aaron.
Bouncing ball, Kawasaki behind second. Easy inning for Sanchez. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th. The Blue Jays have a 4-2 lead. Now it's time for Blue Jays Central Update. Here's Jamie Campbell and Greg Zahn. Batting practice, the Blue Jays came out and took their 2014 team photo. It's always a great memento for everybody that plays on this team, all the coaches, the training staff, and all the players involved. So that's a good-looking picture right there.
That's real good. That's everybody who's involved with the Blue Jays, and it's neat to see the September call-ups in the back row back there, some of them. You take that picture, you get it done, you get it all signed by all your teammates and everything like that. It's a great memento.
Yep.
Something to keep.
So we are in the bottom of the 8th inning. New pitcher will be Brian Schlitter. He comes in relief. Neil Ramirez Pitched 2/3 of an inning, and he is charged with 2 runs on 2 hits. He walked a batter and had a strikeout. So now Rich Schlitter making his 56th appearance of the season.
Originally drafted by the Phillies in the 16th round in 2007 out of the College of Charleston. He has also played with the Yankees and the Phillies and now with the Cubs. He's got a decent fastball, 90 to 94, and an improved slider. He'll also split one up there, throw split.
Seitzer telling Valencia he throws that flat cutter that runs away from you. Kevin Seitzer is well prepared. He's got everybody in that book.
On top of all the starters, they're carrying 13 relievers. September, and he had to find a little something on every one of them.
Lind drives it into center as that ball gets by Matt Caesar, and Lind is off to the races. Here he goes around second. He's headed for third, and he's going to get there standing up. Lind with his second triple of the season. That's the way the Blue Jays started off here in the 8th. Matt Caesar made a dive, and once it was past him, Lind knew he had 2, possibly 3.
And if you dive, especially the first batter of an inning, you got to make sure that you at least knock it down or keep it in front of you. Caesar goes for it, and by that time, he is going to send the runner all the way to third base. Watch that ball bounce right off of the turf over his glove all the way to the wall. Adam Lind's going to get the triple. And John Gibbons is going to bring in a little bit more speed.
Steve Tolleson takes over as a pinch runner, and with the runner at third and nobody out, the Cubs are playing the infield in. Lind finishes up the night 1 for 3 with a walk. Johnny Navarro is 0 for 3 so far. This is right up his alley. The runner at third base, less than 2 outs. He got a chance to pick up a gimme RBI here.
Yeah, the infield is in also. They cannot afford to give up any more runs, so I'm sure Steve Tolleson's going to make the ball go through.
Schlitter is big right hand has bounced around a little bit, as Pat has mentioned. He started out with the Phillies. Came to the Cubs in a deal for Scott Air, former Blue Jay pitcher. He had a shoulder problem, missed the entire 2011 season. He's had a history of shoulder injuries. Falls behind 3-0 to Navarro. Navarro had a 3-0 opportunity in the 4th and popped out to the third baseman. This time he takes a strike.
And that ball was up when he popped up. Looking to get something into the outfield to get that RBI.
The second baseman into right. He will get the RBI with a base hit. Collison comes in to score. Big insurance run for the Jays. They now have a 5-2 lead.
That'll get the job done. He has been stinging that baseball, hitting it hard, getting that head out quickly, pulling the ball when he needs to. Adam Lind started this inning with a triple. Leonardo Navarro cashes him in with a single to right.
66 RBIs for Navarro. He continues to build on his career high. Aaron Sanchez retired the side in order in the 8th. Danny Valencia, the third baseman. He's 0 for 3. Blue Jays trying to make it 2 in a row over the Cubs. They beat them 8-0 last night. Marcus Stroman, the complete game 3-hit shutout. It was the 15th shutout for the Blue Jays of the season. For Stroman, his 10th win of the season. 1-1 to Valencia. He's behind 1-2. Cleveland Indians are losing 4-2 at the hands of Minnesota. They're in the bottom of the 8th in Cleveland. Tampa Bay and New York. The Yankees are down by a run, bottom of the 7th in New York. Detroit is leading Kansas City 4-1, middle of the 7th, and Baltimore has a 4-1 lead over the Red Sox at Fenway. They're in the top of the 7th. Seattle and Houston, they'll play later on tonight in Seattle.
Blue Jays take care of business and win this ball game. Cleveland, New York lose, and they're losing tonight. They leapfrog over both of them.
Ball in the dirt. It's 2-2. Oakland has a 4-0 lead over the White Sox in Chicago. They're in the 5th. Oakland has the first wild card spot. Seattle the second. Detroit's a half game behind Seattle. Valencia pulls it foul. Take a look at the wild card standings. The Athletics are a game up, and things are going to get tight. The Athletics just haven't been able to string together many wins. Seattle's right on their heels. The Tigers have had all sorts of problems lately. The Indians, Yankees, and Blue Jays separated by just a half a game.
And the Tigers don't want that wild card. They want to win the division. Half a little bit easier in the playoffs there.
Valencia hammers this to left. That's over the head of Coghlan. Navarro is headed for third. Valencia will check in at second with a double. He hammered that ball over the head of Chris Coghlan.
Brian Schlitter has come in and given up a single, a double, and a triple to the first 3 batters that he's faced. This ball right there, and Danny Valencia has hit the ball hard a couple of times tonight. This is his first hit as he sends Navarro over to third base. Blue Jays trying to open up this one.
Kevin Pillar is 3 for 3. Second time in his big league career he's had a 3-hit game. He's never had 4 hits in a game. Pillar's average at 278.
Kevin's got the infield in, just like Navarro, trying to drive one through that infield, get a couple of RBIs. The ball's moving a lot from Schlitter, so you're going to have to stay on top of it.
Certainly looks like it's moving better than the results. He has given up a triple, a single, and a double. 3 batters he's faced, but I agree with you. There's a lot of movement, but he's left a few pitches up. That ball was off the plate. Late movement took it underneath the bat of Pillar.
What did they used to say? It only takes one. And it's been that one pitch of those first 3 batters that have doomed them. 18 pitches already in this inning. He's faced 3 batters. This is his 4th.
Pillar strikes out. That's the first out of the inning. A run in here in this inning. Pillar out for the first time. A terrific night. He's 3 for 4 on the night. Rasmus entered the game as a pinch hitter in the 7th and singled to left. They got a base open. And they're going to put Rasmus on.
Makes a lot of sense. Get the double play. Take the bat out of the hands of Colby Rasmus, who singled his first time up as a pinch hitter tonight.
So Rasmus issued the intentional walk. Munenori Kawasaki walked as a pinch hitter, also in the 7th. Rogers customers can watch the Blue Jays on Sportsnet live on your smartphone. Visit RogersAnyPlaceTV.com/sports to get started. CN Tower all lit up high above Rogers Center, and the Blue Jays took a while to get into this game, but Jose Bautista cleared the bases in the 7th with a 2-out double and gave them the lead. They have added a run here in the 8th.
Jake Arrieta was good. Mark Burley a little bit better, and the big hit tonight belongs to Jose Bautista. Kawasaki trying to join that group, come up with a big base hit.
Bautista has had the big hit in 3 straight games. His 3-run home run on Sunday in Boston, the only runs the Blue Jays could muster. He had a 3-run home run in last night's game, part of an 8-0 whitewashing of the Cubs, and tonight the 3-run double. 3 RBIs in 3 straight games for Bautista. Mentoring young Kevin Pillar.
How to hit the inside pitch.
Kawasaki base hit through the right side. Navarro's in to score. Valencia's right behind him, and he'll slide in safely. Munenori Kawasaki, a 2-run single.
There are times when Kawasaki will look to pull the ball. You had the bases loaded, you had the infield halfway. Perfect time if you get one on the inner half. Let's see if you can roll over on one and get the ball into the outfield. He does just that. You see him grit his teeth and pull that ball into right field. A 2-run single for Kawasaki. And the Blue Jays now have 7 runs. Back-to-back 3-run innings.
They took a while to get it going, but they have come on strong here lately. 7-2 Jays. Reyes fouls off the first pitch. Reyes drove in the first Blue Jay run in the 5th. That made it a 2-1 Cubs game. And then Bautista gave the Blue Jays the lead in the 7th. One and one to Reyes. Bounce to first. Maleka hits Kawasaki, and he'll get up and go to third. Rasmus came in to score. Chris Maleka hit Kawasaki squarely in the back and was trying to get that lead runner at second. Rasmus comes in to score.
There just was not a throwing lane for Maleka to make that play. Jumps off the bag. He's right in the baseline. And he drills him right in the helmet. Might have been better off throwing that ball to the outside or even trying to come home with that ball.
For Reyes, his second of the night. And it's been a rough inning for Brian Schlitter. Blake Parker loosening up, and he appears to be ready. Still just one out, 4 runs in this inning. And Bautista with a chance to have a huge night. Bautista with the bases clearing double in the 7th. It came on a 3-2 pitch.
Well, the only thing that hasn't happened this inning is a home run off of Brian Schlitter.
There's a shot down the line, but it is foul.
We have had a single, a double, a triple, a walk, a strikeout, and an error. We're just missing a home run. And Jose almost gave it to him.
Talk about hitting for the cycle. Boy, that ball was scalded. Daniel Norris starting to loosen up. It is 8-2 now. Bautista gets a piece of that breaking ball. Obviously, at this point of the season, statistics are out the window, and they don't care about Sanchez coming out and pitching the 9th to get a save. They want to save him for the rest of the week. And another game tomorrow, an off day on Thursday, then Tampa Bay's here for the weekend.
That's the last off day of the season for the Blue Jays. Yeah, stats don't mean a whole lot right now, unless you're Jose Bautista and you're trying to get 100 RBIs, and he's getting close. Jose's up to 95 now.
Sanchez retired the side in order in the 8th. He threw just 12 pitches. Bounced to third. Balbuena to second for 1. Back to first. Off the glove. Bautista will pick up another RBI. They couldn't turn the double play. Kawasaki comes in to score. Bautista with another RBI.
Give him 96 now. Looked like they had a shot. Balbuena to Alcantara, but the high throw pulls the first baseman off the bag. Jose is going to get an RBI, and Brian Schlitter cannot finish the 8th inning.
Rough inning for Schlitter. He is out of the ball game. Blake Parker will come into the game with 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th. Season 64-80 coming into this game. Rick Renteria in his first year as the skipper in Chicago, and you look at the lowest winning percentages since 2010. Houston Astros, then the Cubs at 427. Minnesota on the comeback a bit. Marlins just can't get over 500. Same for the Colorado Rockies. But the Cubs, this has been an ongoing situation for a long time for the Cubs.
Yeah, but you have to take advantage when you have those kind of records right there. You get high draft picks. You've got to hit on those draft picks. The Cubs have done that, so it's going to take some time. Blake Parker in for the 13th game of this season. He's going to try and finish off the 8th inning right here. He's got a two-seam sinking fastball. That is a good one. He'll get a lot of ground ball outs when he is on. Just trying to get that final out in the 8th inning as the Blue Jays have batted around.
Parker, of Called up on the 1st of September, his 6th stint with the Cubs. He was an Pacific Coast League All-Star. Picked up 25 saves and 27 chances in AAA. We talk about the Cubs fans and how you have to be loyal. It's been a disappointing run for Chicago for quite a while. And they'd like to think that their future is a little brighter with all the young talent, but it just hasn't translated. You look back, the last winning season they had was in 2009. They were 83-78. They lost the League Division Series in 2008.
Is that when Lou Piniella was there? Our guy, Lou?
They lost to the Dodgers in 3 straight in that Division Series. Encarnacion rips the first pitch by Balbuena. Bautista makes the turn around second, and he will be stopped at third as Encarnacion gets the double. Edwin has had a 3-hit night. Blue Jays have had a bat-around inning here in the 8th.
2-seam sinker. That's his best pitch. Down and in. And Emwood doesn't waste any time. Sends that one right down the left field line sharply. And now he'll be pulled for the pinch runner.
Edwin finishes up 3 for 5 on a night, and Dalton Pompey makes his Rogers Center debut as the pinch runner. He grew up in Mississauga. Got a lot of family and friends here in attendance, and Encarnacion with another big night at the plate. Bautista's at third, Pompey at second. Steve Collison batting for the first time, bounces it over Bautista's head foul. Collison came in as a pinch runner in the 8th inning and scored running for Lind after Lind had the leadoff triple. He has batted around in this inning. He scored the first run, and now he comes to the plate. 10th man to bat this inning. Hard breaking ball down and away. Vespasio has got to show a lot of patience with these young pitchers. There's a ball driven to right. Soler over into the alley, and the inning is over. Blue Jays will leave a pair, but they score 5 runs in the bottom of the 8th to take a commanding 9-2 lead. Daniel Norris will make his second big league appearance, his first here at Rogers Center. 9-2 Jays. Right after this game, it's connected. Ken Reed and Ivanka Osmak will break this game down and all the other games with playoff implications, and certainly a lot going on in the sports world, so make sure you stay tuned right after this ball game. A big full moon, and Daniel Norris makes his first appearance at Rogers Center.
He made an appearance in Boston for his big league debut, and he was called on to face David Ortiz, none other than David Ortiz, and he dropped a 3-2 breaking ball on him to 1/3 of an inning here in the big leagues. He's got a strikeout and a big league hold.
That was Friday night in Boston, and he faced just one batter, and he dropped that breaking ball on Ortiz. Max Caesar, the center fielder, he is 2 for 3 tonight. There's that good curveball, and that's his bread and butter pitch, that curveball, the overhand 12-6 breaking ball. Danny Valencia moves from third base to first base. Steve Tollefson takes over at third. Norris is just 21 years old. He was a second-round pick in 2011 by the Blue Jays. He is from Johnson City, Tennessee. He has skyrocketed through the organization. He pitched in the Futures game this year in Minnesota, pitching for Team USA. In 2012, he pitched at Bluefield and in Vancouver. So the folks in Vancouver, I'm sure, interested to see Daniel Norris here in the big leagues. There's a ball driven to right. Bautista is right there. One down. Now time for a preview of what's coming up next on Connected. Here's Ken Reed and Ivanka Osmak. Thank you, Ken. That's really interesting. Ron McClain will tour around Canada and bring you up to speed on everything going on in hockey, the hometown hockey, and that'll be all coming up right after this ball game. One down, back to the top of the order. Chris Coghlan takes one down and away. Coghlan 1 for 4. He is just 1 for 8 in the series, and there's a strike, 1-1.
Daniel started the season, I believe, in Dunedin, which is A ball. You're talking about him rocketing through the system this year. Never know with young pitchers when they get it.
Well, he's certainly intriguing when you look at how quickly he has gone through the system, and you have to give the Blue Jays credit. They have really pushed some of their younger pitchers this year. The ball is pulled foul. When you think of the way Marcus Stroman has come up, he came up, pitched out of the bullpen, went back down to the minors, and has come back to secure a spot in the rotation. He won his 10th game last night. Drew Hutchison just turned 24 years old. He's no graybeard by any means, and he's got 9 wins. And then Aaron Sanchez, of course, has been a real bonus to this team. There's a ground ball. Tollefson cuts in front of the shortstop, 2 down.
Talking about pushing through the system, Aaron Sanchez, I believe, started in Double-A this year. Moved up to Triple-A. Now here he is in the big leagues.
They moved him into the bullpen in his final 2 appearances in Triple-A, aware that they wanted to make sure they didn't elevate his innings too much, so he's worked out of the bullpen. Daniel Norris this season went 6-0 at Dunedin, 3-1 in Double-A New Hampshire, and 3-1 at Buffalo. 12-2 in 25 starts. First pitch changeup, and Norris has the full complement of pitches: fastball, curveball, and changeup, and he's got a very good changeup. Javier Baez is 2 for 3 tonight. Missed again with that changeup up and away.
I think there's still some refining that has to go in his development. You mentioned he's only 21 years old. A lot of times kids at 21 years old are still an A ball. But he'll learn about himself. He'll be able to repeat his delivery. He's got a bright future.
He sure does. He's an interesting guy that has really impressed throughout his minor league run, and he was kind of a slow developer, a young high school pitcher. It took him a while to get command. When you look at his record, his first year, 2012, he gave up 58 hits in 42 2/3. And he was a little bit scattergun. He'd throw it all over the place, but you can see the potential. He's athletic, and he can spin the baseball. We have seen that with Stroman and how important that is.
And it takes time, especially those high school kids. It's the first time they're away from home. They got to grow up in a hurry. When you're 18 years old and you're out on your own trying to make your living in baseball, it's tough.
Well, he had a great mentor in his first stop in pro ball, Dennis Holmberg, who has been in the system forever as manager at Bluefield, and he broke in with Dennis and then moved to Vancouver for the second part of that first season. There he throws a strike. It's a 1-1 to Jorge Soler. Soler had a sacrifice fly in the first, but the Cubs up 1-0. The Cubs would take a 2-0 lead, and then the Blue Jays scored a run in the bottom of the fifth. 2-1 until Bautista really opened up the floodgates in the seventh. Bautista with 4 RBIs tonight. He has 96 on the season.
Next stop, 100.
That's liable to come tomorrow. 2-1 to Soler. Now 2-2.
Got to bet that curveball's coming right here.
Fastball foul back.
That's the pitch that he got Ortiz with.
You know, you see 93, and then after you watch Aaron Sanchez throw 98, 99, you say, well, his fastball isn't that good. But he is young. He's got a good curveball, and I think he's going to pick up some velocity as he gains his strength.
Gains strength, gets a little bit of man strength going. Fill out that body just a little bit more.
2-2. Pulled to third. Tollefson on the run. In the dirt. Off the glove of Valencia. Baez will go to third. That'll keep the inning alive. Tollefson made the throw on the run and threw in the dirt. Valencia tried to scoop it out. It's an infield hit for Soler.
Off-speed pitch. Got to come a long way. And the ball bounces. Valencia went down at that in-between hop, and it just didn't come up for him.
Luis Valbuena takes one upstairs. One and one. Aaron Loop was up earlier. He is up just in case Norris has problems closing it out. Norris has thrown 22 pitches. Popped up over near the Blue Jays dugout and back out of play. So now the Cubs are down to their final strike. It's a 1-2 count to Valbuena. Daniel Norris trying to end the ball game here. Blue Jays are up 9-2. Norris strikes out Valbuena to end the ball game, and the Blue Jays scored late to win this one big, 9-2 over Chicago.
Shows you how good Jake Arrieta was early in the ball game, but Mark Buehrle kept his team in there. He kept them close. He fell behind, but then pitched 7 innings, gave the offense a chance to come back up, and Mark Buehrle's going to pick up the win.
For Mark Buehrle, that's career win number 198. He's just too shy of 200. Thanks for watching tonight. We'll be back here for the series finale. Stay tuned, connected, coming right up. Here's Ken Reed and Ivanka Osman.